Every star in the Milky Way suddenly goes supernova at the exact same moment. The night sky is no longer dark. It is a wall of blinding white fire. The sun is the first to go. The Earth has roughly 8 minutes of blissful ignorance left now. Light from the sun reaches Earth first. The atmosphere doesn't stand a chance. Oxygen and nitrogen atoms are instantly stripped of their electrons. The sky turns a searing neon violet before turning pure white. Oceans don't just boil, they flash vaporize into a superheated plasma. The crust begins to melt. Everything organic is converted into carbon soot in a fraction of a second. The planetary surface becomes a molten slag heap. It is very hot now. While the sun's explosion is an immediate death sentence, the rest of the galaxy is preparing a second course. Gamma-ray bursts are the most energetic events in the universe. These concentrated beams of high-energy photons travel at light speed. Since every star exploded, the Milky Way is now a cosmic firing squad. Millions of these beams intersect at every single point in space. The radiation pressure alone is enough to push asteroids out of their orbits. The remaining debris of the solar system is sandblasted by a torrent of X-rays. Every molecule of the former Earth is disassembled. Atomic bonds simply cease to exist. You aren't just dead, you are chemically irrelevant. This is a very bad day indeed. Some people wonder if a deep underground bunker would help. It does not. The shock waves from a supernova aren't just light, they are physical walls of matter. The entire crust of the planet is punched through. The bunker becomes a very small, very hot oven. Now the gravitational chaos begins. A star doesn't just explode, it leaves behind a corpse. Depending on the mass, every star becomes either a neutron star or a black hole. The Milky Way is no longer a spiral of light. It is a swarm of 100 billion invisible, ultra-dense gravitational monsters. These objects possess magnetic fields trillions of times stronger than Earth's. The resulting magnetars rip electrons out of atoms across entire light years. Space itself becomes a turbulent sea of gravitational waves. These waves ripple through the vacuum, stretching and squeezing everything in their path. Any surviving scrap of matter is spaghettified by the sheer tidal force. The galactic disk collapses into a chaotic cluster of singularities. The universe has basically decided to delete the local neighborhood. There is no one left to complain about the noise. It is very quiet now. The silence is absolute and quite profound. The physics of the aftermath are purely theoretical because there are no observers left to record them. The total energy release is staggering. A single supernova releases more energy than the sun will emit in its entire 10 billion year life. Now multiply that by 400 billion. The collective luminosity of the galaxy momentarily outshines the entire observable universe. For a brief window, the Milky Way becomes a beacon of blinding white light visible from the furthest edges of the cosmos. But the light is a lie. It is the glow of a billion dying embers. Heavy elements like gold, platinum, and uranium are forged in the heart of these explosions and flung across the void. The galaxy is now a rich, golden graveyard. A shimmering cloud of radioactive dust expands outward, poisoning the surrounding interstellar medium. The cycle of star birth is broken. The raw materials for new planets are scattered too thinly to ever coalesce again. The Milky Way has committed a permanent, irreversible cosmic suicide. This is the end of the line for every single living soul here. The visual scale is impossible to comprehend. Imagine a spiral of 100 billion points of light. Now every point turns into a sphere of incandescent plasma. The shock waves collide, creating interference patterns of pure energy that tear through the fabric of space. The galactic center, once a dense cluster of stars, becomes a single screaming void of overlapping event horizons. The Andromeda Galaxy, our closest neighbor, watches this happen from 2 million light-years away. To them, the Milky Way simply flashes once with the intensity of a trillion suns and then vanishes into a smudge of gray ash. The darkness that follows is deeper than any darkness that ever existed. No stars, no nebulae. Just a cold, expanding shell of radioactive gas drifting through an empty void. The galaxy is now a ghost, a skeletal remain of a once vibrant city of light. The laws of entropy have won. The heat death of the local group has been accelerated by several trillion years. The sheer waste of potential is almost poetic, or maybe it is just efficient. Either way, the cosmic ledger is now balanced. Every single debt of gravity has been paid in full with interest. This is the absolute end of all biological and chemical life for eternity. So the bad news is that everything is vaporized. The good news is that the process is so fast that no one feels a thing. The nervous system cannot transmit a pain signal faster than the speed of light. The brain is turned into plasma before it can even register a change in brightness. You are dead before the first photon hits your retina. It is a clean, efficient, and completely universal extinction event. No one is left to write a history book about it. It is truly a shame. There is one final detail. According to current galactic property laws, the sudden dissolution of the solar system constitutes a total loss of assets. Unfortunately, the insurance company will likely deny your claim due to the Act of God clause. Your homeowner's insurance is officially void. If you enjoyed your immediate vaporization, you might like our other terrible ideas. Subscribe to the What If Club for more ways to accidentally destroy the universe. We promise more explosions.